Hi, everybody, and welcome to our introduction to Liferay's data sets, which are designed for you to visually assemble, manage, and display your own data. Datasets are another great opportunity to build Liferay with Liferay. Datasets are built right on top of Liferay Objects internally. The core concept is completing the model view controller pattern. We already have the model, which are Liferay Objects, and the controller, which are object actions. With datasets, now we have the view to visually assemble and display all of that data. Let's start with how we define a dataset. At its simplest, a dataset is a structured, reusable collection of data. We could think of it as a flexible way to retrieve data from any compatible headless API and use it across multiple components and applications within Liferay. As an admin user, you can choose the content that you want to show to the end user, as well as defining your own filters and actions. As an end user, you'll consume this information in different visualizations and be able to interact with the data. So now let's open up Liferay. Let's take a fictitious global eyewear store that we call Clarity. They're building a ticket management and assignment dashboard for their customer service team. But before we get to the view, let's take a look at the model. If we click here in the top right, the control panel, we'll select Objects, and we'll take a look at the Tickets folder. This has all of the objects that are related to tickets. If we click View and Model Builder, we can more easily see the relationships that are defined between these objects. So we can see that a ticket is associated with comments and also to an agent that's assigned to the ticket. We also have some endpoints that are associated with ticket, and we're specifically interested in the Get Tickets page endpoint, which is going to retrieve all of the tickets associated with within the system. So we'll want to remember this endpoint right here. But first, let's make sure that the release feature is enabled. So if you're following along at home, if you go to the control panel and instance settings, you'll go down to Platform and Feature Flags. You'll want to make sure that the Dataset Manager release feature is enabled. There is a dependency here, so you'll also want to make sure that the root object definitions feature is enabled as well. Release features are fully supported, but you have control on when to turn them on in your Liferay environments. Now let's hop over to the Dataset Manager. That you've enabled this feature, you can see it underneath the object, and it'll be a link called Datasets. I've created two datasets here for this demo, resolved tickets and unresolved tickets. They both are using as a foundation the C tickets endpoint, which we just looked at in the API Explorer. I'm going to focus on unresolved tickets. The first thing you'll see in the Details tab is the REST information and the schema and the endpoint. But you'll also see some advanced optional parameters. And this is key because you can refine that data set even further. For unresolved tickets, I only want those tickets with the status of open or in progress. You'll also be able to choose some visualization modes for this data set. There are three options. There's a table view, a list view, and a cards view. And you can map fields from a data source directly into each one. You'll see a renderer field in the table option. This is a way to customize how the component appears. So the render is going to assume the most typical format and UI for it. We have a number that are defined out of the box, or you can create your own. There's a default string renderer, which is pretty standard. Then we also have an action link that'll define a hyperlink that you can drill down further into the record. You can also define some based on the dates and types. So you can use the date and time one that's available out of the box to format the date and time into data values as well. So moving forward, we also have some filters defined. We have a priority and region filter. We have some sorting. We have a sort based on the date created fields. We have some actions defined, which I will come back to a bit later. We have pagination, where you can control how some of the large data sets are displayed. and a settings tab where you can assign a default visualization mode, which is table in this case. So the key point here is that as an admin user, you define the content, the fields, and the core filters that are going to be available to the end user. So let's see how this looks from the end user perspective. If I go to the tickets page, there are two tabs for resolved and unresolved. In the resolved option, you can tell that the reported on is a date field, but it's formatted in a pretty awkward way because it's still a string value. I'm using the string default renderer. If I go to the unresolved side, you can see that the date looks much better and it's formatted as a date and time. There's also a hyperlink here because we've defined in the dataset this should be an action URL. So if I click on this link, it's going to open this ticket so that I can edit it. In addition to that, we can also interact with the data as an end user. So I can set those filters. Add a couple of filters here. You can see the data being filtered behind this window. Let's say I want to filter by EMEA, and that gives me 2 records. So you can see the filters working. You can reset the filters, and you can define an ordering here as well. So if it's ascending or descending. This is all configured on the data set. Okay, you can also switch between visualizations. So we've got the table view, but we can use the list view or the cards view, which would be much more powerful if I had any images associated with these tickets. But we'll stick with the table view for this demo. Another powerful feature is that a dataset view isn't just about reading data, it's about acting on it. Actions are the key to enabling users to interact with the dataset to alter, update, or create items. We have 2 main types. So if I go back to the Dataset Manager and the Actions tab, here let's take a look at some different actions. We have item actions that affect a single row or an item, such as editing an item, deleting it, or assigning it perhaps. Just some examples. We have create actions as well that allow for creating new items or submitting a new entry. So going back to the front end to see the item actions in action. So for each of these records, you'll see a 3-dot menu. And if I click on it, these correspond to the item actions that I have defined in the Dataset Manager. So for example, I can click Assign to Me, and this is using a headless API call to update the agent field behind the scenes. Or I can select to display the comments. This brings up a side panel to add a quick note perhaps. You could still see the table behind the scenes, behind this page. And then you can also edit, which opens up a modal to edit this information. So a little bit of configuration that you can do within the data set there. And the plus button is where you control how your create actions are displayed. So let's see the no-code configuration back in the Dataset Manager. All of these actions are built with configurations with 0 coding. So here are a couple I've defined. And if I select, for example, the Assign to Me option, if I click Edit, the type is asynchronous. So it's calling a URL and it's a put method. So if I go back to the API associated with tickets, there is an API for assigning ticket to me, and it's a put action, and it has a ticket ID that's associated with it. How cool that we can actually use contextual variables here that can specify data from the underlying data set to pass as parameters to the endpoint. So these other actions are configured in a very similar way, but you can also change the types. So you can have modal, side panel, for instance, or maybe the hyperlink. And this corresponds to the action link that's available within the visualization table. You also have your creation actions here, where you can define how you want to create your tickets. And each of these has an icon associated with it. We have a number of out-of-the-box icons that are available for you to choose from. Just choose the one that's best suited for your use case. So we're just scratching the surface here with data sets. There's quite a bit of extensibility too that I didn't cover, where you can customize all sorts of things like filters or build more complex cell renderers, all using client extensions behind the scenes. But we'll save that for our next video. But just to recap, with Liferay Datasets, you can build a quick UI for virtually any business need that involves managing data and processes. That kind of power brings real, measurable agility by letting everyone, from HR to support, quickly build the exact tools they need to get their jobs done. Thanks for watching.